Welcome to Art Chats con la Mitotera. I'm your host, Mel Dominguez. I got a local artist for you. He's a recording artist. He's local. He goes by Drop Dead Pops. Pops.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
I'm good. So everybody, this is Drop Dead Pops. Pops,
Drop Dead
where
Pops.
you
How you
from?
doing?
That's
What's
what's up. Where you from?
I'm born and raised Tucson, Arizona. You already know how it goes.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
for sure.
And you stay out where? Like, where you? You're indigenous,
Uh,
right?
yes. Part of the Bosco Yaqui tribe. I stay over on the southwest side of Tucson. You already know how it is. On the
That's what's
reservation and everything.
So, folks, we all met through The Godfather. If you know who I'm talking about, that's David Moreno. He's out there.
Exactly. Shout out to OG. Shout out Nino David for real.
Hell yeah, he's cool as hell. He connects us to all the artists, and I think he's wonderful, wonderful artist. But I thank him for that because that's how you walked in, and you was like, "I want to do a show. I got a project. I'm making some music." And the way you came in, you were so professional. I was like, "Who is this young man?" Like, how long did you prep for that?
To be honest, not that long. Like, I mean, it was the planning and the working on the album, which was the main thing. But like for the show itself, it was more or less like, all right, we're gonna make this happen, and we're just gonna go from the steps. So,
Hell
you know,
yeah, you see what I'm wearing right now.
I do. I see you right there. Shout out Gorgeous Summer. Go check that out. SoundCloud. I Drop Dead Pops. You already know. Fat Cat Records IG. Drop Dead Pops IG. Go ahead and check all that out.
It was an amazing show. It was September 27th,
Yes.
and you had other recording artists with you there. And I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you, you were super professional, but I was getting panicked. I was like, "There's a lot of young people in here," but there was no problems, no cops, no fights. It was all about hip hop.
Yeah, no, most definitely, and that's the thing too. Like, that's a whole nother level up. Or I mean, at least I see it is the fact is that you could have a rap show inside of an art gallery. You can do that. You can bring different people in different communities and different stuff like that, and be chill. You think that rap shows are gonna be crazy turning up, but some people know how to get it through. Like we know how to do it.
Hell yeah, you had vendors up in there. You had the corner store. I was like, "What's
Yeah,
that?"
shout out Joey Freco, shout out Bravo, my boy. Shout out Tata Sunny, shout out Virgo, aka Donnie Kai, shout out everybody that came through, Big Ad, Beans for Real, all the performers, all the artists and everything. I couldn't have done it without you.
I hope you upload that video of the event because that was so cool. The lights went out and everybody was recording. Boom.
Trying to answer, trying to watch all my dollars multiply. Word of Donnie. Real Yucky's never gonna die. This my side PY. I say it with pride. Hey, cats through the most just to keep it alive. Make some room for that real shit. That fake shit just.
And you just see the blue back in the camera.
That's what I'm hoping to doing. Like for the 1 year anniversary, still drop the recap and everything. We still got music coming out. I still got a whole lot of stuff that I'm planning to do, and a lot of it should have came out, but because of everything we're going through, we're gonna push it back, and we're still here. I'm still here.
Ooh, I can't wait because that was super dope. I was like, hell yeah. So when did you get started? When did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
To be honest, I've been writing poetry, rapping, listening to music for a while. I was like a young teen, and it was like 8th grade, maybe freshman year, when I got with my cousins, with my brothers, and everything, the collective. We were just like, yo, let's make music, let's be rappers. In those exact words, we were just like, okay, cool.
That is so dope. I mean, when you have a group of folks that you could get together in like-mindedness and then come out with some super dope shit for other people to experience. That's dope.
And that's pretty much what it is. It's just like, if you know, if you could relate, you could relate, and hopefully that's how we go.
Hell yeah. Well, I have some questions, but the fact that you said poetry, I mean, I've been listening. I didn't know you did poetry. How do you do that?
I mean, like, I write every now and then. I'll do a little bit here and there, but that poetry, when I started, I turned it into like, the lyrics and the music. So I mean, as for the poem itself, you know, I write here and there, but not as much on it.
It kind of go. It's almost the same, except there's a
Yeah,
beat to
like
it.
it go hand in hand. It's just on the beat. Yeah.
Okay, now that's another question I had. I was like, all right, what comes first? Do you hear the beat first and you get words, or you get words first and then you hear a beat?
It kind of just depends on the situation for me personally, because some days I can just write. I'll write a couple bars here and there, and then there's other days where, you know, I link up with the producer or someone sends me a beat. I hear something and I'm like, okay, this is the one. Like, this is it.
See, that's the talent. That's the talent that like when it happens, you got that little spark, that little inspiration. What does that? Like, do situations like being under quarantine and an essential worker, does that give you like inspiration to do things? Like, is it affected by your life, or is there just something running ongoing, like words or something?
I mean, mostly just like experience in life. Being an essential worker, like, it does tap into it because I'm still able to go out, see things, and interact. But I mean, the way I go about it, like, my creative process is literally just living and experiencing. But, you know, because of the whole pandemic, I haven't been living as much. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, everyone's on lockdown, everyone's a little sluggish right now. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm lazy as hell, but you know, we still maintaining, we still gotta do what we gotta do. So
No, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. I was just thinking to myself, because of all this stuff, that like how important it is to have you on to this interview, because of the fact that you do the two things. You have to, you're out there working, you're still doing your thing. And does that bother you at all? Like, do you think about, like, are you truly worried, or is that just like,
I mean, it does bother me, but, you know, life's a risk. You know, these are the risks that we got to take. You know, is it worth it? I don't know. It's just, this life, we got to keep going. So,
hell yeah. You know what? Look, I pulled out the shirt so I could show everybody. And I didn't realize when I was walking down my hallway, because we have it all nice and cool in here, it's kind of dark. It actually glows in the dark.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Dude. I was tripping. Maybe I was high. I don't know. But I thought it was glowing. I was like, holy shit. But how did that gorgeous summer, what was the inspiration for that? Was it the love of the Sonoran Desert here in town, and you were trying to, how did you get on this?
So, like, I mean, one of the best times is, you know, growing up in Tucson. Yeah, you know, summertime comes around, but for whatever reason, just during that season, like, it's always the peak. You know, I'm a Gemini. I was born in June, so, you know, summertime is like, you know, around my birthday and everything. And yeah, you know, it's just those things, you know, it's like those summertime vibes, those summertime highs, and all the cool shit kind of happens, you know.
Yeah, I think the back says, hope this summer never ends, dude. Like,
exactly. Like, I mean, summer is forever. I love the winter. You know, we bundle up. It gets cold out here, but like, there's different vibes when it comes down to the seasons, and that's just one of them that you can't get over. You hope it never ends. You know,
right?
Growing up, being a teenager, it's like you don't want to go back to school. You're not trying to go and do stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, I'm like,
oh man. So when you go out there, like, what's your favorite spot? Like, what's your spot where you're like, this is like, gives you feelings?
Damn, to be honest, I can't really pinpoint a spot. Like, I guess any spot where you pull up to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get some food in you. And that's usually like how it goes. And then from there, we end up in random spots. Like, yeah, I can't pinpoint like a go-to spot, you know, where I was just everywhere.
My favorite place is on the roof.
Well, I mean, I guess if you put it like that, then you know what I'm saying? Like, I take it to the green room right here in the back of the crib, and we do all that. But, you know, well, we'll keep that for being in there.
Well, you know what? I'm a hip hop fan from a long time ago, and it's funny because at first, when I was first introduced to it, there was like NWA and like, oh my God, like who else? Oh, and then there's like the Beastie Boys. You know, I started listening to all sorts of hip hop artists, and what I started realizing is that they're all poets and they're all storytellers. Yeah, and if you listen in, you're listening to their street life. You know what I'm saying? It's like Raekwon the Chef. You're like, oh damn, or you hear like just, I mean, you name it, there's a story. You know what I mean? Even like Common, he went in and he started doing all this lyrics, like talking about the struggle and stuff like that. Do you try to share your story like that? Do you have like an actual thing where you can follow it through and we can experience your life story?
I mean, it not like I don't have a song in like to speak that pinpoints that, but through the Gorgeous Summer album, like you can hear it from the beginning with the song Gorgeous. You can hear it on the song The Lucky Interlude. You know, you can hear it the outro, you know, like I'm giving thanks on everything. But to be honest, I kind of, like I said, you know, I go based off of living and experience. So like when I do that, like if you can feel it, you can hear it, you can relate to it, then that's just how it goes, you know. Like that's what I like to do. Like I can't pinpoint and always put out the struggle out there because, you know, people want to hear positive stuff too. But I'm gonna give you 100% like me, how I'm feeling, what I'm doing. I can't tell you things that I can't relate to. I can't, that I'm not doing.
Right?
Yeah.
Like out of all the artists, the hip hop artists or artists in general, who do you like the most? Like who do you get the most? Like you feel like you've been mentored by them?
Damn. Like right off the top, you know, like Jay-Z is one of my favorite rappers. So like I look at him as, you know, the artist, the entrepreneur, and the businessman that he is, in order to try to expand, get those other routes of like revenue and everything, other sources of revenue. And then like locally, you know, like I fuck with everybody. Everyone who's doing something got a movement right now, and I fuck with that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I dig about this next generation of hip hop, where they're reclaiming it, so it's not just a repetitive kind of a word just rotating, but it's actually that's why I wanted to know. I'm like, who affects you that way, and like, do you have an audience? Do you think like that when you produce?
I mean, I do. I always try to reach the next person. I always try to just like get the voice, the message across. But like the impact, you know, like I just, you know, I'll be making the music. I do the music, and like it really just comes down to, can you relate to it? Because there's some songs, there's some artists, you know, even now, like there's people who are really doing this, and like you listen to it, but it's like it's cool, like, you know. When I put a product out there, when I put music out there, like if I could just get to you, if I could just you can give me your time to listen to it, then that's just how it is, you know. Like, and I appreciate that.
Well, speaking of, can you tell people how they can listen to your music or where they can find it?
Yeah, no, for sure. Right now, everything's at soundcloud.com/DropDeadPops. Go ahead and check that out. I do have the music out with the collective Drexel Heights. SoundCloud.com/Drexel Heights. Go check out Carlos Capitals SoundCloud as well. SoundCloud.com/Carlos Capitals. Ricky Pablo and the rest of the camp. Go ahead and do all that. You can come out to Drop Dead Pod's IG and check out anything that I'm doing right now. You know, got stuff lined up. The way things are going right now, it's a little bit on the hold, but we're putting it out there. So
yeah, I was telling folks, this gives us the opportunity to really strategize and really think like where we're gonna because that's what happens to a lot of us local artists, right? Or artists in general, is we make money, we pay bills, but we also reinvest in ourselves.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Whatever it may be. So that's why, like this T-shirt, I hope you make some more. I heard you're making some more, but for the next run or like the next album.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to do a whole new merch run. I'm hoping for the end of the year, probably like the end of the summer again. I'm trying to bring back these hoodies from the first drop. If you didn't see them, you know, hopefully we get them out there one now. But if you didn't get one, hopefully you can get one now. So we're trying to do a whole nother merch drop with that by the end of the year. And we'll go from there. You know, with the music and everything, we're making our product, producing, trying to get stuff out there. But it's, you know, it's all time consuming. You know, like, you know, we live our life. We do all that. And, you know, when it comes, when I get that spark, best believe it's going to be out there cooking. Shout out my bro Pablo, for real.
Yeah, they're out there. I love
everybody.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
But this right now, kids out there, the youth, other artists, they get to see you here on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you had some advice to give to them, what would you share with them?
I mean, just keep your eyes and ears open, listen. Because like back in when I was coming up, I was looking at the source. I was looking at stuff like that too. You know, like I was looking at XXL magazines. I'm watching MTV or BET and stuff like that. Like you can get all that just off of this app right here. My advice would be just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, be open-minded to not only hip-hop, rap, but other genres as well, because there's so many different like musicians, artists, people coming out. Like just keep that open mind, and yeah, you know, just keep that going. Whatever influences you, however you're feeling, go listen to that. Don't just duck something because, oh, the next person is like, yeah, you know, that's local. Well, local or not, support it.
Right?
That's what I'm going to say. Because the next person you see 2-3 years down the road is going to be on that XXL. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, you know what? It was interesting, and this is part of that advice. You just didn't come in and like start like rapping. You actually came in and you dressed up the whole art gallery.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You had flowers. Those were made by who?
Oh, shout out Raul Julian. He's one of the community members here on the reservation. Good friend of mine. He does it for our cultural ceremonies and everything. So, you know, I went over and asked him if he could do me the favor and help me out with those. And within a couple of hours, he had them all done. And, you know, shout out him, shout out the family and everything. And shout out people who just out here.
That is so dope because, you know what? Although you had all the women instantly, I was like, this guy.
Yeah, no, like, I remember that too. As soon as I said, like, yo, everyone could come and take out all the flowers, just immediately, like, just grabbing. And that's what it is like, and that's also part of like the Yaqui culture. And there you go, see, look at there you go. But that's what it is like with the Yaqui culture and everything. Like, you know, the flower world is a big deal. You know, flowers are like our feathers for other tribes and everything, and they're very sacred to us. So, and of course, you know, gorgeous summer. Shout out all the gorgeous women and everything. And, you know, I'm out here. I do this for y'all, and I hope, and you know, we just out here.
I saw that, man. I was like, this guy. But it was good. That's what I'm saying. Like, so young people at large, Drop Dead Pops came at it hard. He came all professional and stuff. He came and dressed up his face. He had everything going. He had it down. You're dope, man.
Like with the full team, you know, there's a vision. You got the people behind you that can help you. Just build it up. You know how they say, like, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Take those initiatives. Take those spots. Be in those positions because whether you're independent, whether you're up and coming or not, one way or another, like, it comes down to you. You're the artist. You know, it comes down to the team, the whole, everyone working together, everyone kind of playing their part. Like, that's how it really is. Like I mean, I can't stress that enough, for real.
That was full-on community. I'm still impressed. And you know, we had some folks from out of town because we were doing a play during that time. Yeah, and they're from Austin, Texas. And they came in and they were like, damn. So you had a lot of different audience members in the crowd. And I admire you for that. It was really a great thing. I want to do this again. I mean, like, when all this quarantine madness is over, you got to come back to the shop because that meant a lot in itself, having that sort of event in the community of South Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
Had you been in that area before?
Yeah, no, I'm normally in that area. I got family right off of like 39th, and I know people that live right there in Barrio Libre, like near Pueblo High School and everything, you know. So we always go down there, always going down 6. It's just going through the city, you know. Like you can't be in Tucson and not go anywhere near there. Like,
right.
That's just not gonna happen. That's like saying like, yeah, that's just saying like you can't be in Tucson and not be in the South Side. Like you.
So when's the last time you went to a show like yours in that part of town?
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. Like probably the show we had was one of the first ones we've been to in a while. All the other ones are more downtown area shows or more like further north shows. So, well, yeah. So
you brought back life. You brought back life because there's people, there's community members in that area that they can associate with the sound, the look, the feel, the environment, the vibe, that it was chill. There was nothing, no bad vibes. It was all good vibes. And I was like, that's exactly what we wanted the space to do. So you blessed our space with like a badass hip hop show. I was like, oh, look at etched his name into the history books forever.
Exactly. Shout out my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's just, you always just want to do something cool. Like, you want to do something to the next level. Like, you know, whether it really like impacted or nothing, like people are gonna remember it. You know, people still do talk about the art showcase to this day. You know, like I'm forever grateful for that. And that's we hope for the next one. You know, wherever it's gonna be at, like we get that same energy and we're able to do it again.
No, yeah, I'm serious. The place is empty right now because of quarantine. But
Yeah.
I've been kind of inviting folks that if you get the inclination that you want to do something, like produce a small show, like you know how they do Deuce and Moro on Vice Channel or something, and it's just a little screen. It could be you up there and just being like, you know, and we'll host it. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be pretty dope. Like that's a real good idea. I'm kind of down, honestly. Like, and then it'll just open up like another platform for other artists as well. Like,
well, imagine how many people are watching you right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out for everyone viewing and everything. Like I said, Drop Dead Pops, SoundCloud.com/Drop Dead Pops. Go listen to Gorgeous Summer. Right.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to show you a couple more things just because they're hip hop related. So this piece, as an artist myself, I worked with other hip hop musicians and stuff like that. But this piece was inspired just by the love of hip hop. Hip hop to die before I wake. And then this piece is from a friend of mine that I met during my internship. But it's crazy because I didn't know what I had in my treasure box. But what she gave me was, she was a photographer and she would cover a lot of the hip hop. Like the guy that just did the what is his name? Esteban Oriol, the one that did the Netflix series.
Yeah. Damn, that's tight.
She got that picture and Little Kim.
That's sick.
Hell yeah. That's Diana McClure. She's still in New York. She was in East LA living for a minute when we met. And that's why I'm sharing this story with you, is because we all have our talents and skills, but it's about our network and how we work that network. So that's why we're like, we gotta drop Dead Pops on the show and be like, let's look at this guy. Like, because there's a lot of people there, but a lot of people didn't get to see you. So now that they know who you are, they know where to find your music. I'm like super happy that I got to talk to you. But I have another question. What do you miss the most after this whole quarantine?
What do I miss the most?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna make myself seem horrible, but to be honest, I miss being seen. And by that, I mean like, I'm a nighttime person, so I be in the night scene all the time. You know how that goes. So that's one thing. Like being able just to get out, because that's how. Excuse me. Like that's how I get my music out. Like I have to be out in the nighttime. I have to be out there checking out the scene. Like it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. That's what I write about. You know, the small little bits of attention. Like that's like I don't do it for all that, but it's cool. It makes me feel good.
It feels good. Yeah. No. Exactly. You know what? That's exactly what I tell my partner. I'm like, that's what artist is for. Like to be seen. You know, I feel you on that one. Have you ever been a part of the Tucson Hip Hop Festival?
With the collective, with Drexel Heights and Carlos Capitals, yeah, I've been able to perform and share the stage. I was supposed to have my own set this past year for 2020, but because of the pandemic, it was pushed back. You know, so I hope to still be able to get that set.
I'm hoping that all this stuff gets cleared up because, like you, I mean, I need to see people. I'm not like being out at night. It gives me that inspiration, you know.
I mean, I need to see people. I need to interact with people like that too. But at the same time, it's like I'm kind of, you know, you can't be too mad. Everyone always complains about having to go to work, having to do things. Like, yes, it's boring, but we're all chilling. Like, look at it like that. Don't look at it as a bad thing. Don't look at it as like we're all trapped, because there's some people out there who are really trapped, who never come home, who don't got freedom. Dealing with a pandemic right now, so like it's cool. Just try to make the best of it. Like,
right? Whenever you have free time, to maybe bust a little show at my spot just for the internet and be like, you know what I mean? We'll set it up.
So that's kind of what I wanted to do. I'll drop a little song, but that was the whole plan for when we got the confirmation of the Hip Hop Fest being postponed. That was my whole initial plan and idea, but because of during that time, it was during our Easter ceremonies. I participate in that. I'm very heavy in that, so I wasn't able to fit the two into the schedule and everything. But I do plan on doing like a viral concert, like a performance for people out there, especially with some new material going on. And if we can use the gallery as a venue spot, as a quick venue spot, then I'm more than happy to do that. We should try to make that happen. And it's not only for me. It'll open up a platform for everyone else, other people on the team, other homies, and everything else too. So
that's gonna be dope. You just made my mind work. I was like, oh, I got ideas, dude. But you know what? I want to thank you so much for taking time to talk with us and to chill. I hope everybody, they know how to find you. Drop that Pops on SoundCloud and on the Instagram. I want to have you back, and look out for the merch. It's coming. He's coming out with the hoodie, baby blue, yellow, I think. But this shit goes in the dark, so damn. I mean, I love it. But thank you again, Pops.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I couldn't have done it from opening the doors to just being a genuine person, being good homies and everything. Like, I appreciate that, because that's another thing too. Like, small towns, small cities, it's like you got to be more genuine about things. Don't let the ego step in too much. But from there, we'll just keep it going. Let's keep making music and having fun, because that's all it's about. You get that money.
We're born for it. We're only born to have fun.
Yeah. Try to put the best stuff out there. So
I love it, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go so you can enjoy that sunset from wherever you're at.
Yeah, you already know I'm out here getting ready to motivate my mind. So you already know how it goes. We with the pack, you know what I'm saying? Be safe and stay motivated. 420 friendly. That's how we do things. We'll just have to put it out there. We'll have to put that. I
love it, man. I'm 420 friendly. But thanks so much, dude. We'll talk more soon, okay?
Alrighty, for sure, man. And then, like I said, one last time, Drop Dead Pops, all social medias, SoundCloud.com, Drop Dead Pops. Gorgeous Summer, go listen to that and check out the rest that's on there. Shout out y'all. I appreciate y'all for real.
Woo! Thank you.
All right, then I'll see y'all. One.
Said she wanna roll, yeah, she wanna ride for me. It's a long road, baby girl, you gon' see. Always mind the business and I have a road to sweet. Yeah, she believe, but is it what it seems?